Welcome back to my channel, Next in Food. I am your diva chef, Simone Walker Barrett, and I am pleased to share with you one of my favorite childhood sweets, and that is called plantain tart. Now, if you've never heard of plantain tart, stay tuned. Plantain tart is a Jamaican thing. It is made with ripe, sweet plantain, extra sugar, spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, and flavorings like vanilla. So let us talk about plantain tart. Plantain tart comes in two parts. It has a pastry, which I did in a previous video for the gizzardo. It's called a short crust pastry. Now, a perfect short crust pastry is made with cold water, cold flour, cold butter, and the ratio for that is half fat to flour. What I mean is, if you're using 8 ounces of flour, you need 4 ounces of butter. If you're using a pound of flour, you need 8 ounces of butter. It's very simple. So you can look on the gizzardo video for plantain tart. So now I'm going to show you how to make the filling. For the filling, you are going to need some ripe plantain. These, you want to have your plantain ripe till they have these black spots. This is when they're sweet. This is when they are at their peak of sweetness. Now, if they're not very ripe, you're going to have a very stamy taste. So you peel your plantain by, these are small, so I'm just going to peel them like a banana. So you peel it, and I'm just going to cut one in 3 pieces. Again, you peel your plantain, you take the top off, take the bottom off, and then run your knife down the center, and you can peel it like that. Once it's ripe, it's very, very easy to peel, and we cut these in small pieces. And I have a pot here with boiling water. You put them into the water, and we're going to let them cook until they are tender. You need to boil them until they're very, 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 very tender. Very simple. You don't need to add anything to the water. So again, peel and cut and boil. After boiling the plantain, I'll drain them from the boiling water, and then we're going to add all the good flavor to it, like brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, and of course, red food coloring. Now, if you are a Jamaican who have crossed paths with the tasty plantain tart, red food coloring is nostalgic. You must have it. It's not a natural occurring color for plantain, but you need the red food coloring, and this is going to turn the yellow plantain nice and velvet red. So I'm going to show you how that is done in a minute. So we're just going to wait until our plantain tart is tender. Just let it boil, no rush. It's going to take 10 minutes or so to boil. Our plantain tarts are now boiled and tender, very tender. How you know? You want to test it with a fork. See, there is absolutely no resistance. So what I'm going to do is use a slotted spoon and just take them out of the boiling liquid. So after you remove the plantains from the boiling water, you just take a fork to them and just mash it with a fork. And then we're going to add sugar, vanilla, freshly grated nutmeg, cinnamon powder, and of course, red food coloring. And see the magic happen. Just crush it. It's a little hot now. We're gonna let it cool down. By the time it cools down, It will be a little bit thicker than this, but this is what we want. Now that the filling is ready, now it's time to roll the pastry out. Remember, this is short crust pastry. You can see the video for this on the gizzardo recipe that we uploaded. So when you're making pastry, again, you want to have everything cold and you want to flour your board. This was in the fridge, so it's a little bit firm. I'm just applying a little pressure to it so I can start rolling. Get some flour on the cutting board, and if you have it in the fridge and it's firm, you can just use your rolling pin, pat it, and then try and roll. Here we go. See that? So you just apply some pressure. Make sure every few time you roll, you add some flour under the dough. This will prevent the pastry from sticking. And we're going to roll this out to a thickness of 1/4 inch. Just be patient with it. This was chilling for a bit, so it's nice and cold. So when we're rolling, we want to give it equal width and length. So we have the length, so I'm just going to make it a little, roll it from the middle towards the end. There you go. Okay, this feels good and ready. So we talk about the 1/4 inch thickness that we're looking for. So now it's time to cut our dough. I'm using a saucer as my template. This is about 5 inches. Feel free to use a cookie cutter if you have one. There we go. Just kind of like these big. You could also cut them square. What is most important is the flakiness of the dough. I'm going to re-roll our dough to get some more, but first let's fill these. Now water is very important. Water seals pastry together, so I'm just taking my pastry brush dipped in ice water and I'm just brushing the edge halfway of each circle, and then I'll take my scoop and I'm adding roughly about 2 tablespoons of my prepared plantain filling in. I love filling in every single bite. And then I want to close it towards me. So you close the circle and you get a half moon shape. You could stick it with a fork, or the water will hold it down, and you close. See that? Just use your index finger to just apply a little pressure. Again, close and seal. Now after this is done, we take our egg wash. This is beaten egg that I added a little water to, and we're going to brush the top with some beaten egg or egg wash, with some egg wash. And then we're going to add some sugar. Sugar, granulated sugar. It gives it a nice crunch after it is baked, and the egg wash allows the sugar to stick to it. It has been preheated to 375 I'll show you what it looks like in 20 minutes. So our plantain is out of the oven and they are golden brown. You see that sugar that we put on top? It's nice and crisp. It's time now to just enjoy. They're hot, so be careful. Let's just break one. Look at that. I do encourage you to try these recipes and more. If you have not done so, subscribe to my channel Next in Food for more Jamaican recipes, Jamaican inspired recipes, recipes that I cook at home for my family. I'd love to share them with you. So subscribe to Next in Food, turn the notification button on, comment below, share, and also like. You can also find me on Instagram at Next in Food. I am your diva chef, Simone Walker Barrett. Take care until I see you again with another delicious recipe from my kitchen to you.